Your dog looks at you and wags his tail. You already know he loves you. But what if I told you that the most powerful thing he's ever said to you, you completely ignored? Not once, but every single day. And the worst part? There's one thing most owners do, instinctively, something that feels totally normal, that your dog reads as a direct signal that you don't trust him. We're getting to that. Stay with me. Welcome to K9 Mind. If you're new here, hit subscribe right now because this is exactly the kind of thing we cover every week. Here's what most people get wrong about dogs. Because a dog is expressive, the barking, the jumping, the tail, people assume they understand everything their dog is communicating. But dogs have an entire second language running underneath all of that. A language built not from thousands of years of domestication, but from millions of years of wolf pack behavior that never fully left. And if you don't know how to read it, you're missing the deepest conversation your dog is constantly trying to have with you. These 6 behaviors are his true love language. And by the end of this, you're going to look at your dog completely differently. 1. The lean. Picture this. You're standing in the kitchen, perhaps talking on the phone, not even paying attention to him. Slowly, without any fanfare, your dog walks over and just leans his entire body weight into your leg. Not jumping, not barking, just leaning. You probably reached down and scratched his ear without even thinking about it, then went back to your call. That moment was bigger than you realized. In wolf-pack dynamics, physical contact between pack members isn't casual. It carries profound weight. Wolves press against the animals they consider their closest allies, the ones they would defend, the ones they trust their survival to. When a dog leans into you, he is physically placing himself in contact with the being he considers most important in his environment. Now, here's what makes this fascinating. Dogs that lean are not necessarily anxious dogs seeking comfort from a stranger. Research published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science confirmed that the leaning behavior in dogs is directly correlated with secure attachment, not anxiety-driven clinginess. There's a massive difference. An anxious dog leans because the world terrifies him. A securely bonded dog leans because you are his world. The distinction is in the micro-signals. Does he look relaxed? Eyes soft? Weight comfortable against you? Or does he tremble, pant, ice and scan the room? The first one is the love language. That's your dog saying in the most physical way he knows, "You are my anchor." 2. The yawn. This one has been misread for decades, and honestly, it's not your fault. You're sitting across from your dog. Maybe you're having a tense moment. You just scolded him, or there's a visitor he doesn't know. Or perhaps you're just stressed from work and the energy in the room is heavy. Suddenly, your dog looks right at you and yawns. A big, slow, dramatic yawn. Most people think he's bored, tired, or just doesn't care. He is none of those things. Animal behaviorists call this a calming signal. It's a term coined by Norwegian dog trainer and researcher Turid Rugaas, who spent decades observing thousands of dogs. Her finding was remarkable. Dogs yawn deliberately to lower tension. In dog communication, a yawn is the equivalent of saying, "I come in peace, let's calm down." When your dog yawns at you, especially after a correction, he isn't tuning you out. He is actively working to stabilize the emotional atmosphere between the two of you. He's read your stress, registered the shift in the room, and responded with one of the most sophisticated social tools in his arsenal. He's trying to take care of you. Furthermore, studies at the University of Tokyo found that dogs yawn contagiously in response to their owners' yawns far more than to strangers. This is tied to empathy. Your dog is literally wired to feel what you feel. The yawn is the proof of that invisible bridge. 3. The check-in glance. You're at the park. Your dog is off the leash, running, nose to the ground. But completely absorbed in a world of smells you can't even imagine. He's 20 or 30 feet away. And then, for a split second, he stops. He turns his head. He looks directly at you to make sure you're still there. Then goes right back to what he was doing. That look lasted maybe 1 second, but it meant everything. This behavior has a name in animal attachment research: referencing. It was studied extensively at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest. What they found was that dogs, unlike wolves, have evolved a specific cognitive mechanism to monitor their human's position and emotional state during independent activity. In plain language, your dog has a part of his brain specifically designed to keep track of you, even when he's having the time of his life. Wolves don't do this with humans. Other animals don't do this. Dogs do. And the frequency of that glance is directly tied to the strength of your bond. Dogs with secure attachments check in more often, not because they're scared of being lost, but because you are genuinely their reference point for safety in a chaotic world. Every single glance is him choosing, in the middle of his own joy, to make sure you're okay. That's not obedience. That's love on 4 legs. 4. The belly reveal. Here it is, the one everyone gets wrong. Your dog flops onto his back, belly up, paws in the air, completely exposed. Almost every person reading this immediately starts rubbing that belly. Your dog might love the scratch, but that's not why he did it. In the wild, the belly is the most vulnerable part of any animal. It's where the vital organs sit unprotected. No fur armor, no muscle shielding, just skin. In wolf packs, rolling onto the back is the ultimate signal of trust and relational submission. It's the acknowledgement that says, I trust you completely. I have no defenses up with you. A 2020 study from the University of Pisa found that when dogs roll over for familiar humans, their stress levels actually drop. The act of being exposed makes them feel safe because of who is present. He is showing you his softest, least protected self. It is not a request for a chore. It is a declaration of absolute safety. 5. The gift. Your dog bounds up with something in his mouth. Maybe it's a favorite toy, a stolen sock, or something from the yard you'd rather not think about. He drops it at your feet and waits. Most people laugh it off, scold him, or take the object and walk away. That is a mistake. That is the moment that tells your dog his offering was rejected. This behavior has deep roots in wolfpack resource sharing. In a pack, resources are shared among trusted members as a sign of bonding. When your dog brings you something, he is treating you as a member of his inner circle. Research from Goldsmiths University of London documented that object presenting is preferentially directed toward the primary attachment figure. That sock isn't just laundry, it's the dog equivalent of someone saving you the last piece of their favorite dessert. It is a gesture of total inclusion. When it happens, acknowledge it. Look at him, speak warmly, and let the moment land. The acknowledgement costs you nothing, but the rejection costs him more than you know. 6. The reset. This is the one that will stop you in your tracks. And you've just corrected your dog. Maybe he got into the trash or jumped on a guest. You said no firmly. The moment passes, and within minutes, your dog comes back. He doesn't cower. He walks over, sits close, or makes calm eye contact. Most people think he just forgot. But dogs don't have memory loss. They have social resilience. A study in learning and behavior found that dogs have a highly developed capacity to repair a bond after a rupture. This requires a specific cognitive awareness that the relationship was momentarily disrupted and can be restored. Your dog coming back is an act of active, conscious forgiveness. He understands something shifted, and he chooses to re-establish the connection rather than withdraw. He comes back every single time, because the bond is more important to him than the discomfort of the correction. Out in his entire world, you are the relationship worth repairing. You probably got a dog because you wanted a companion, a loyal presence that would be glad to see you. What you actually got was a being that checks on you mid-run just to see you smile. Someone who brings you his prized possessions, who exposes his most vulnerable self to feel safe, and who reads the very air you breathe to try and fix your stress. Who comes back after every disagreement with an open heart. He leans into you because you are the center of his gravity. That's not just a pet. That's a choice he makes every single day. And now that you know how to read his silent language, you're going to start seeing his I love you in every yawn, every glance, and every lean. Your dog has been talking to you all along. Now finally, you're listening.